everybody, it's Jessica Stortz with Stortz Wellness and an independent Shaklee distributor, and I'm so glad you're here to help us do our 5-day cooking challenge. Today's recipe is chicken quinoa bowls, and we're starting, it's about 9:45 here in the morning, and the first thing we're gonna do is we have 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts in my crock pot. You can use more than that, less than that. It's totally up to you, but it's going to be on low that I'm doing this. And I'm going to take a jar of tomatillo salsa and just dump it on top of my chicken. And that's the first step, and it's so easy, and I'm done. You can also do this with regular salsa if you prefer that flavor. I do this a lot simply because the chicken cooks all day long, and then I shred it, and then we'll be able to put it together on our chicken quinoa bowls. So I'm gonna let this cook all day, and we'll be back later to tell you how to assemble them. So our chicken is all done, and as you can see, I got my hair cut. It dawned on me as I was leaving the salon. I thought, oh no, right in the middle of my video, my hair got cut. So that's because we started the chicken this morning, and now it's done this evening. I did turn it down to keep warm. Chicken doesn't need to cook that long in the crock pot, so it's something you could put in later. If you don't want to cook it early, you can put it in a pot with the salsa and just let it boil or cook on low simmer for an hour or even less than that. You could bake it. I just find it shreds easier in the crock pot, or if you have an instant pot, feel free to cook it in there. Remember, make the recipe work for you. So, in true Jessica Stortz fashion, again, I ran out of shredded cheese, so we're gonna use some queso fresco that I have from, that I didn't use another week. And then I'm going to chop some cilantro to put on these, and I'm gonna chop some tomatoes, some green onions, an avocado. I only have 1 can of black beans left. And then I love this spring mix that's pre-washed from Aldi. And then we're gonna assemble the bowls. I wanna talk real quick about how to cook quinoa if you're not familiar with it. We use quinoa in another recipe, but we dumped it in with a bunch of other stuff and it just cooked. But basically it cooks like rice. So I have 2 cups of water to 1 cup of quinoa, but it's gonna make probably 2 to 3 cups of quinoa cooked. So it makes quite a bit when you make quinoa, but super simple. I throw the water and the quinoa in together and just bring it to a boil and then let it simmer, and you'll see the difference in how it looks. This is what quinoa looks like uncooked, and then I'll show you what it looks like cooked. So I have some quinoa in a pot here, and this is kind of what it looks like. It's about 1 cup of quinoa, and all I'm going to do is add 2 cups of water. So I like to do 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa, and then turn on the burner, and we're gonna let it go to high and let it boil. But I'm gonna go ahead and stir it slightly, what it looks like once it's all done cooking. So I'll start it back up once it's done cooking, and it should take probably, once it boils, just about 10 minutes or so. Depending on the brand of quinoa, it might take longer. Red quinoa usually takes a little bit longer, but we'll be back. And here our quinoa is cooked, and you can see the difference in how it looks. You could cook it longer if you want and add more water. It just depends on how firm or mushy you want it. So we're done, and you see I chopped everything. This is our cheese that I crumbled, avocado, green onion, cilantro, chopped tomatoes, black beans, quinoa, lettuce, and chicken. For dressing, it's optional. I have a cilantro dressing from Trader Joe's, and then this is a yogurt dressing. Check out yogurt dressings. They're a lot lower in calories because they use a low-fat yogurt in them rather than like a ranch dressing, which is filled with sugar and a lot of other things. So a tip, if you take canned black beans and rinse them, it reduces the sodium content. We learned this from a nutritionist when we were at an appointment for my husband. He said if you rinse your vegetables that are canned or anything, it rinses away most of the salt, so they're less salty then, and it's you're not consuming all that salt. Where usually I used to dump the can of beans into a pot and then heat them. So I just put these, rinsed them and then microwaved them quickly. And then I'm gonna show you how to assemble the quinoa bowls. So I like to use this gigantic bowl, and it is actually 8 cups. And my kids, I use a bigger bowl. That's because I'm gonna fill it mostly with lettuce. So my goal is to fill it mostly with lettuce, and I use this at lunchtime too, and it helps me get a lot more veggies in, and I find that I stay fuller if I eat a large salad versus eating a small one. So you can put these on in whatever order, but I'm gonna do a bunch of lettuce. The bowl is full. I'm gonna spread some quinoa on there, and it's fine that it's hot. It might wilt the lettuce slightly, but we kind of like that flavor. I'm gonna get some chicken on here on the bowl, and it's fine that the chicken's got the salsa still on it. That'll be great. You can put as much chicken as you want or as little chicken as you want. It's kind of like taco salads in a way. Put some beans on there. Okay, tomatoes. Some green onions. I'm just going to use my hands for this. You put as much as you'd like. Some cilantro. Probably should have put the cheese closer to the hotter stuff, but we'll sprinkle it on top and it'll just be fine here. And then maybe a few little pieces of avocado on top. And we have our dinner. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that is today's dinner. Really, it came together quick. You might think, oh, there's a lot of things to chop, but while the quinoa was cooking, I did the chopping and also did the dishes, and then we were ready to go. So remember to subscribe down below to the cooking challenge, because that'll give you the grocery list and other tips and give you all the information about what to follow. Even if you're finding this after the cooking challenge, you can do it without us. And if you guys like it, tell us in the comments what you like, what you didn't like, so the next time we do it, that we can improve upon it. And this is Jessica Stortz with Stortz Wellness, empowering you to maximize your time, health, and finances so that you guys can live more intentionally in the moments of life. You guys have a great day.